Hello again, everyone, to some time with geometry. Today we're going to be talking about some angles. So let's get me out of the way here and show you something beneficial. In geometry, an angle is simply a vertex. It's a point with two rays coming off it. That's what the arrows mean. They go on forever. Now, sometimes you'll see it written like this. Sometimes it won't have a specified dot. Sometimes it won't have the arrows. Sometimes it'll have a dot, but not the arrows, or not a dot and the arrows, like this one. It might look like this. Anyway, you get the point. A vertex and two rays. Well, just by way of understanding, if we're talking about a ray that's here, and where should we put a ray? If we go all the way around this circle, a circle is said to have 360 degrees. There's other ways to measure circles you'll learn about in high school, but we're measuring them by degrees. So if you think of going all the way around 360 degrees, have you ever heard of somebody making a 180-degree turn? Well, that's half of a circle. That means they're going the opposite direction they were going. That's 180 degrees. And you can see that 180 is half of 360. So if you know someone that made a 180-degree turn, they're going the opposite direction that they were. So 360, half of that. Half of this is 90 degrees. And you'll see 90 degrees denoted with a little box in there that says, listen, this box, we're saying that it is 90 degrees. Okay? Some other things about angles, some of these angles that we've got. If you have angles that are less than 90 degrees, maybe it's this much, that's about what, 30 degrees, or an angle that's maybe this much, that looks like maybe more like 50 degrees. Anything less than 90 is called an acute angle. It's less than 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees. An actual 90-degree angle with this little box right here is called a right angle. Right angle equals 90 degrees. And there's angles, we call them obtuse. Obtuse are bigger than 90 degrees. So they're open more than a 90-degree angle. Imagine taking this ray and moving it a little more. That's obtuse. It might be that much past 90, or it might be this much past 90, almost to 180. Those are obtuse angles. So I'm just kind of rapid firing, giving you a bunch of definitions here, so that we can then do some math with these angles. If you have two angles, let's say I've got this angle right there, and then an angle right here. So I've got this angle A and this angle B. And if together they add up to 90 degrees, they're called complementary. Not like I'm giving you a compliment, you're really good at math. Complementary means they work well together. They complement each other. A plus B equals 90 degrees. Or the official way to say it, the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B, when you add them together, you get 90 degrees. That's one way to look at it. So they might look like that. They might look like this. One of the angles is really small. But as long as they both add up to a 90-degree angle, they're complementary. If you have one angle that's maybe like this, and then another angle that comes over here where they add up to 180, let's say it's angle C and angle D, that's called supplementary. They supplement each other very well. So the C plus D, when you add them together, if you get 180, they are supplementary. So whether they look like that, or maybe you have an angle that's like this, and then another one that adds up to this. If they add up to 180, they're supplementary. Well, how can I remember, which goes with which? C comes first in the alphabet, so it's the 90. The complementary is 90. The supplementary comes next in the alphabet, later in the alphabet, just like 180 is after 90. So the S, the supplement is 180. The complement is 90. Okay, again, just throwing stuff at you. One more thing I think I'll mention. Let's say you've got two lines that cross each other. Let's say this angle is 70 and this angle is 110. You know, it's one line. If you have opposite angles, so 70, this one right here, let's call it angle A. Opposite angles are equal. They're equal angles. We can go through and I can show you the proof of it all, but it's basically saying this is connected to this is connected to this. The point is that 70 and A are equal angles. So this angle is 70 degrees. A equals 70 degrees. And finally, 110 B, that means that B, the angle of B, is 110 degrees. Basically, opposite angles are equal. Sometimes they're called vertical angles. So if you see the word vertical angles or opposite angles, they're equal. So if I give you this and I tell you that this degree, this angle is 150 degrees, tell me what the angles are of all the rest of them. Oh, that's kind of hard. If I say we've got angles A, B, and C, what are they? Well, let's see. If that's 150, we know that angle B is equal to it, so angle B is 150. And if those two are equal, so we've got 150 and 150, those two add up to 300. If 300 are those two, then what are these two? Well, all the way around is a circle is 360. So I've got 300, so 300 plus this A and C have to be 360 when I add them all together. Now it's just a simple equation. You can probably already see it. These two, they're equal, so they have to be the same thing. So 300 plus two of the same things is 360. The 300s you can cancel out or subtract off the 300s. So A plus C is 60, and they're the same thing, so they both have to be 30. So 30 degrees and 30 degrees. And then finally, one other kind of problem. I mean, this is strictly honors level. If I've got an angle here, and an angle there, and an angle right there, and let's say this is X, and let's say this is 40, and I say that this right here, I'm just making up some numbers here, so we'll see how this works out. I'm just going to say that that's 4X. What does X equal? Try to find the value of X. Oh, how would we do that? Well, you know that all the way around is 360. So 360 is all of these added together. 4X plus 40, all of that together equals 360. So 360 is, those are 5X's plus 40. If I subtract 40 off of here, I've got 320 is 5X's. We're just doing now the equation work we did earlier this year. Divide both sides by 5, so X equals, you can do this on your calculator, you get 64. So this is 64, this is 4 times 64, but X equals 60. You can do a lot of work with angles once you know and understand these initial rules that I talked about. So just be aware. I'll kind of put that right there and maybe look at it for a little bit. Come on, angles, here we go. Anyway, I'm just kind of stalling now. You can turn off the video. There's not much more to see here. But well done at looking at angles. And just by way of review, it's a vertex with two lines. We've got the measurements, and we can classify them in certain ways, complementary and supplementary. And with that, you can do all types of math work with angles. So thanks for watching. I'm just kind of spending a little bit of time. You should have maybe turned this off 15, 20 seconds ago. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Hope you're enjoying this geometry.